Forget everything you know about blending. I'm going to show you the quickest trick to create a very soft wearable smoky eye, and it literally takes minutes. If you prefer a bolder smoky eye, I filmed this navy version which is perfect for the upcoming festive season. So let me know in the comments if you want to see that one. So for this look, you're going to need some micropore tape or scotch tape, either works really well. Cut a length that's a couple of inches long, and then always remove the residual stickiness from the back of the tape by putting it on the back of your hand first. This prevents the tape tugging at that delicate eye area. Now, as the eyeshadow on the top lid needs to connect with the outer corner of the lower eyelid, leave a small gap underneath your lower eyelashes. I'm using 2 shades of liquid eyeshadow. These ones are by POCO Beauty. We have Sable and Grounded. I'll link these and alternatives in the description bar for you. We're going to start with the darkest shade closest to the root of the eyelashes. Start on the tape and pull the colour inwards towards the eyelash line and stopping about 1/3 of the way in. Next we're taking that lighter brown, starting on the tape, going directly above the shade that we've just applied so it mirrors that lower shade. And as you can see, it does not need to be neat. Take a fluffy blending brush, starting on the tape, pull that colour inwards towards the inner corner of the eye, and then just softly blend the seam of the eyeshadow. And as you can see, because the colours aren't too dissimilar, you'll get a beautiful gradient between the deeper brown and the lighter brown, and it literally takes seconds. The key is to pull that colour inwards and down towards the inner corner of the eye. We're not blending upwards towards that brow bone. This is what's going to give us a lifted, elongated shape rather than a rounded one. This is a loose glitter pigment by NARS, and I will link some alternatives in the description bar. And I'm going to use my finger to apply this, but I am going to hold some tissue over my base because this is quite chunky, so it can fall down. We're going to take this from the very inner corner of the eye all the way over the lid, and we're also going to go over the brown that we applied. This is going to create depth, and also it will lighten the brown slightly, making this a much more wearable, softer smoky eye. Remember, not all smoky eyes have to contain black or be super dark. This will still create a beautiful smoke, but it'll be much lighter in its appearance. We can now remove the tape to reveal the most beautiful, lifted, crisp and clean finish. You could also take a very tiny brush and soften that crisp line if you prefer something that's ever so slightly softer. I'm using a brush to apply this chunky gold on the inner corner of the eye. Because the formula is very soft, you can blend it to create more of a metallic finish, or you can leave it like I'm doing here with a bit of a mix, having that kind of chunky and blended finish. It does catch the light, so I think it's quite pretty. On the outer corner underneath those lower eyelashes, I'm placing a dot of the darkest liquid eyeshadow and using a brush to softly blend that all the way along towards the inner corner of the eye, and then again making sure we connect that with the outer corner of the top lid. That's why we left that tiny gap when we applied our tape. We've done the majority of the work and it's taken us less than 2.5 minutes. I have lots of these tape hacks, so make sure you go check them all out. Now, as you can see, the eyeshadow itself isn't super smoky, but it is a nice soft brown. Adding a darker brown along the waterline is really going to enhance the smokiness to this look. I'm using ground coffee, but you could also use burnt umber by Eldridge, which is a warmer brown, so you got both options. I'm working some of that eyeliner on my smudger brush, and I'm going to apply this to the very outer corner using a tapping motion to deepen that outer third. Now, I did promise you to forget everything you know about blending. This is not about blending. You are simply stippling this shade along the outer third and then using what's left on the bristles to stipple it forward towards the inner corner of the eye, keeping it really close to the eyelash line. Super simple. You don't need to blend, you just tap. This will also prevent you from moving any of the glitter that you applied to your top lid. And again, this helps to enhance that smokiness without overwhelming the eyes. Give your lashes a good curl to really open up the eyes. Rephr actually offer 2 sizes of eyelash colours, so if you have a slightly wider eye or a smaller eye, they have an eyelash colour that should work for your eye shape. I'm using my favourite mascara, which is the Lancome Lash Idole. I will show you how it looks once I've applied the mascara on its own, because you don't have to wear false eyelashes with this look, but I'll also show you how it looks with some false eyelashes that sit underneath your top lashes. But don't worry, because they're very light and very natural and they won't overwhelm your eyes. So this is how the eye makeup would look only with mascara. I think it's very beautiful. It's very daytime appropriate if you're going to a special event because it's not heavy, but it still has the sparkle, so it feels special. Obviously, it's totally acceptable as an evening look, and you can layer your outer corner with a little bit more of the eyeliner if you want it slightly more smoky. So in just over 3 minutes, we've managed to create a soft smoky eye that looks as though you spent so much longer doing that. And obviously if you have a couple of extra minutes, you can apply the false eyelashes. These ones are very natural looking, they go underneath your top lash line and they just enhance your natural lashes. So I think this look is so beautiful, it's super quick to do and you don't need to have blending skills to create it. This navy smoky eye literally takes minutes to create, so let me know in the comment section below if you want to see that one. Don't forget to check out my tape series because there are a host of different tutorials there that are suited to hooded eyes, if you struggle with blending, if you want smoky eyes in minutes, if you want a smoky winged liner. I have all these different tutorials that will help you to build confidence when it comes to makeup. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. My name is Shonagh Scott, I'm a professional makeup artist and I upload weekly. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!